On October 1, 2016, 35 candidates from across Travis County came to Austin's Asian American Resource Center to engage with voters, take questions, and to make their case to the Asian American community. In addition to the candidates' forums, the Travis County Democratic Party and Republican Party chairs joined us to speak on their respective party platforms. Also, Austin's Mayor Pro Tem and one City Council member, together with an Asian American former congressman, gave inspiring speeches on why they ran for public office. We also registered 7 voters at the event. The event was hosted by the Austin, Texas chapter of Asian Pacific Islander American Public Affairs and co-hosted by the Network of Asian American Organizations and the Indian American Coalition of Texas. Event sponsors included Texas Capital News, a local Chinese newspaper, APIA Vote, the Chinese Society of Austin, Casulo Hotel, Texas China Investment Summit, and Noble Capital. Approximately 200 voters attended through the 4-hour event, mostly from the Chinese and Indian American communities. A few were from the Vietnamese and Korean communities. 2 African Americans and around 10 Hispanic Americans were identified. Funds raised through the forum totaled $4,500. Expenses totaled approximately $5,000, funded by the Pacific Vision Foundation. APAPA had several objectives in partnering with several national and local organizations to bring different perspectives to the formation of the community agenda, ensuring that it was representative of the community's needs. To get broader interest in the diverse Asian community to participate in the forum. To engage more people to show more voting power to the candidates. To ensure a good agenda, have more participation, and gain more respect. And to share the workload of putting the forum together. APAPA also partnered with the NAAO PAC because it can support political candidates, which the 501c3 organizations cannot. The Civic Leadership Forum was conducted on October 1, 2016. The entire forum was recorded on video and reviewed later by the NAAO PAC. A list of recommended candidates was determined through majority votes and released to all Asian organizations and mainstream partnering organizations. One Asian member of APAPA Austin attended the APAPA Austin May Civic Leadership Forum and was inspired to run for the Austin Community College Trustee Board. We are very excited to report that all candidates recommended by the NAAO PAC have been elected, except one City Council seat. The hosting organization, APAPA, and local Asian organizations held a community agenda retreat in January 2016. 40 community leaders from various Asian organizations attended, brainstorming and voting on a priority list of the Austin area Asian community needs. Community leaders took the list back to respective organizations to obtain feedback before holding a second retreat. The mayor of Austin joined us in the January retreat and gave his perspectives on how important it is for our community to be civically engaged. He energized and inspired the attendees. APAPA and local Asian organizations held a second community agenda retreat in June 2016 to discuss feedback on the January retreat priority list from all member organizations. The community agenda generated at the 2 retreats was used to form questions for all candidates. A forum steering committee was established the last week of August 2016, chaired by Victoria Lee of APAPA and co-chaired by 2 community leaders from the Indian community. The 3 chairs were the main workers on the forum content and public relations. They were responsible for setting the goals of the forum and directing the team to a successful outcome on Forum Day. 3 subcommittees were formed immediately. The Facility Subcommittee to handle reservations, setup, and cleanup, chaired by the Chinese Society of Austin. The Food and Beverage Subcommittee, shared duty by the Indian American Coalition of Texas. And the Voter Registration Committee, chaired by APAPA Austin, Texas Chapter President Alice Yee, supported by APIA Vote. Fundraising and grant application for the forum was chaired by Victoria Lee. The main local newspaper, the Austin American-Statesman, published a comprehensive report on the Asian community's civic leadership, using the forum as a backdrop. The article made front page, and APAPA and its founder CCN were prominently featured. Each candidate had 2 minutes to introduce themselves to the voters. Then each was asked 2 questions, which they then had 2 minutes to answer. Master of Ceremonies Richard Jong was diligent in maintaining time limits and keeping some of the longer-winded candidates from going over their allotted 2 minutes. While eating boxed lunches, voters also heard presentations on the party platforms from representatives of the Travis County Republican and Democratic parties. Brendan Steinhauser spoke for the Republicans. He emphasized that Republicans stand for a strong military, low taxes, and a business-friendly approach that allows entrepreneurs the most freedom to engage in commerce.
The Republican Party really is the party of small business and entrepreneurs.
He emphasized that Republicans are a faith-based party and repeatedly invoked the slogan of family values without defining exactly what those were. He emphasized that as small business owners in a family-oriented community, Asian Americans are a natural constituency for the Republican Party. Vincent Harding took the stage for the Democrats. He explained that the Democratic Party was one of tolerance and acceptance, particularly of immigrants. Harding argued that Democrats view diversity as strength. He attacked Steinhauser's characterization of the Republicans being the party of faith, his argument being that a party which turns its back on immigrants and refugees has no right to claim faith as a foundational pillar.
It's those values of equality and justice for all that I think is the bedrock of what makes our country great.
After the 2 speeches, Richard Jong opened the floor up to questions from audience members.
So I wanted to ask, what is your party platform doing to include people that look like us?
I want to know from you right now, if my grandfather was fleeing Poland in the early 30s, which he was, would he have been turned away from Texas?
Talk about what we should be doing in Texas to address climate change, given that Texas is a big energy-producing economy.
Despite the best efforts of the MC, many of the questions asked were not directly pertinent to Austin or Travis County politics, and some audience members did not have a specific question at all but just wanted to make a political statement. Both party representatives answered questions that covered topics from energy policy to foreign affairs to education. In conclusion, the event was a great success. Both Republicans and Democrats made their case to Asian Americans by appealing to different parts of Asian culture that they felt meshed best with their respective platforms. For Democrats, this was an acceptance of immigrants and embrace of diversity. For the Republicans, this was family values and business-friendly policies. Attendance was high considering that many of these offices are relatively obscure. The voters were engaged and asked questions that reflected the concerns they had about their community. Voters came away from this event more informed and with a better understanding of just how much local politics affects their daily lives and livelihoods.